Well, it's 7 o'clock, it's Thursday night, and I know all of you and your families are gathered around the computer right now wanting to know what Big Tent Revival Ministries is all about. You're wanting to know, what is Gary talking about? Why does he keep posting these kind of corny and cheesy pictures on Facebook stating that there is this thing called Big Tent Revival Ministries that it's coming soon, and what does that mean for me in my life? Well, I'm glad that you're asking that and that you've tuned in to the YouTube clip here to see what's going on. Some of you may know, most of you know, but some of you may not really know or get. There used to be a point in my life where I was vocationally and every other way, I was a preacher. We planted churches here in the greater Akron area, a couple churches. We transitioned one church before that. And did preaching. Preached on television, preached in churches all over this area. Revival. Well, I guess if you were a traditional church, we would have a revival. If you were more of a contemporary church, we would have a conference. But there's really no difference. I would go in and preach the gospel. And we've been out now for about 4 years. And the Lord has really done tremendous work in Naomi and I's life at Covenant of Grace Church in Copley, and we're sensing this stirring that it's time to get back into more of an organized preaching ministry. Of course, as Christians, we're all called to preach the gospel, and so hope I've been faithful in doing that to the best of my ability. But there is a public preaching that certain people sometimes tend to have big mouths. Not always, but I do. And some of these guys have a call to preach in more of a public forum and venue and are gifted that way. And so we sense that God's calling us to do that. Not to get back into pastoral ministry. I had somebody get confused at Covenant of Grace thinking that I was leaving to go be a pastor somewhere. That is not the case. Don't sense God calling me back into the pastorate, but I do sense God's call back into preaching. And so we're setting up Big Tent Revival Ministries. We're hoping that, and by the way, this is just in the prenatal stage right now. This video is really the first big step, other than the corny little pictures I've been posting periodically on Facebook. But what we're hoping is that as the Lord leads and as the Lord guides and provides opportunities, that we'll be able to get into churches. And one of the big passions that I have as we get started is that the Lord were to provide opportunities to preach in a wide spectrum of different sorts of churches, to preach the gospel, to preach about salvation in Jesus and what that means not only for the lost to get saved, but what the gospel means to those of us that are saved and how it applies to our hearts. So I'm hoping to get into charismatic churches and Baptist churches and Reformed churches and non-denominational churches to preach that message to them and to encourage and help to build up those churches and to help encourage the pastors as well. So there's going to be that aspect to it. There's also going to be YouTube clips. So I know that'll thrill your heart, that you'll get to see my face on Facebook and Twitter through YouTube. And so periodically we'll be doing video clips trying to encourage you in the gospel. We're also going to be on WCTV. I just met with them this afternoon, and we're going to be. That'll be more. That won't be 5-minute clips. That'll be an hour-long show that we're going to be producing and preaching the gospel on. And we're hoping that will air not just in Wadsworth, but we're going to coordinate with some other public access network television stations in the area, or really anywhere that'll throw our show on for us. And so we're hoping to get the word out that way as well, and probably do some blogging. We do have a Twitter account now, and all of that information I'm going to have linked at the bottom of both our new YouTube channel and Facebook page and Twitter account, because I don't have them all memorized off the top of my head. So just look down and you'll see all the links that you're going to need. What I'm asking for at this point, especially during this prenatal stage, is for you to please pray for us. Pray that the Lord will guide, that the Lord will empower us as we preach the gospel, that people will be saved, that strongholds in people's lives will be torn down, that people will be set free by the power of the gospel, not by the big mouth of the guy making YouTube videos, but that the message, that the words of the cross, that the power that's in that message will impact people and will capture their attention and draw them to Jesus, and that they be saved and that they be set free, that people that do know him will walk closer with him. Pray for protection, pray for guidance, pray for us as far as those things were to go. Whenever you go charging, pick up the sword and go into spiritual warfare in preaching the gospel, the enemy will respond. And so we need your prayers. Please pray for us as we get rolling with Big Tent Revival Ministries. That's the big announcement. That's the big announcement. You'll be seeing more of me. Bye.